encounters posting, which was purportedly placed by a West Hartford soccer mom. Now, could you imagine you're on Craigslist, you know, like a soccer mom orgy?
Soccer man?
Not a soccer man orgy.
Soccer man. I'm not that into it.
Soccer mom. Soccer mom. Like, that sends a very clear message. It's just like all these women.
Minivans and sliced oranges.
Yes! Every sandwich they feed you is going to have the crust taken off of it. But it's just, you got to figure, like, oh, if you're this dude who believes that, you know, the orgy's happening and shit, and he's very excited to go to it, 29, like, you'd imagine he could probably get laid on his own.
But he wants an orgy.
Oh, that's true, my bad.
He's very orgy-centric.
This dude was the perfect dude, man. Like, he was just like, he's the dude Philip Conran dreamed about. And I'm sure Philip Conran, when he's filling out the Craigslist thing, was just like, nobody's ever going to fall for this. And then he cut to this fucking dude who's like, fucking orgy, man.
Soccer mom.
I would imagine if I'm that guy, I'm sitting there going, soccer mom orgy is going to be way more fucking intense. Because these chicks have been soccer moms for so long. They cut loose. One husband and shit. And if they're in a world where they're crossing the line, they're probably going to be like, oh, I'll put a poop in your mouth. Yeah. Like, all right, you know. They're ready to go the distance. So I think...
And it doesn't occur to him that, obviously, that they have families and everything, that they probably wouldn't take out an ad in Craigslist with the address.
I know. I bet you, if you're that guy, you're sitting there going, no, I imagine they'll put the kids to bed and we'll all fuck. I mean, this dude doesn't have, like, a family, doesn't have kids. He doesn't realize if you have kids, you can't just be like, we're having an orgy, man. Because, like, you could be fucking railing fucking 3 people, and all of a sudden your kid's like, I want a glass of water. This is horrifying. You're all monsters. But this dude, clearly he's heard soccer mom. He said, oh boy, he's in. He believed it. He got dumped. Let me see. Online class.
I think the moral of the story is that people who get turned away from orgies don't take it well.
Yeah, I think so. But, oh shit. Richard Zay, one of about a dozen men who showed up to answer the Notice how all dudes, there's not one like, and one really clueless woman. Like, 12 hopeful fucking dudes. Dudes cruising fucking Craigslist and are just like, orgy, really? Like, as stupid as the other guy. But none of them showing up at the same time, apparently. Because if that dude would have seen 11 other guys, he would have been like, yeah, there's
man, orgy.
Yeah, she keeps saying no.
Yeah. Let's go back there.
Like, no, I'm a little orgied out. This didn't work out for me the way I hoped. He's like, well, we can still get a feel or something. We've come this far, let's touch a boob.
And then if not, we'll just go all fuck each other.
Yeah, touch my boob.
That's what they should do. Those 12 guys should just like get together.
Holy shit, listen to this. Let me see, Richard Zay, who was the dude who showed up, one of about a dozen men who answered that, he was charged with burglary, sexual assault, trespassing after he groped and made obscene comments to an 18-year-old woman. What a pig. Zet, a 29-year-old personal trainer. See, man, thin people. That's the problem. All these fucking thin people. Accosted the woman after mistakenly going to the wrong West Hartford address. He told police that he was bored when he decided to answer the Craigslist ad. So cops were like, why'd you do it, man? He was like, I don't know, I was bored. Isn't the answer...
Why does anyone break the law?
Because I'm straight, and I heard there was an orgy happening.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it says group sex.
Did you not see orgy officer? What are you getting? Get in the car. Why? He said he acknowledged that the button on his shorts had, quote, fallen off.
Is that a saying?
Yeah, like I said, like when you want your dick sucked, you're like, seems the button on my shorts. It's a saying for me, but for a completely different reason. You know? Put on a pair of pants, pop the fucking button, and then I'm like, my button's falling off. This is way sexy though. Listen to this, man. He acknowledged that the button on his shorts had fallen off, quote, and that his, quote, pubic hair and his erect penis could have been sticking out of the pants. I mean, this is a dude who's going down swinging, you know what I mean? He's sitting there going, I can't just take my medicine. Maybe if I play the dumbest man in the world, you know, just be like, well, the button popped off and the top of my hard cock happened to be peeking out like a fucking
saying dirty shit and trying to grab her.
All coincidence, officer. All these things happening at once, a gigantic fucking coincidence. This tells me to stay off fucking Craigslist. I don't really go on them.
Is that where you've been on Craigslist?
Yeah, like collecting these articles. No, I haven't been on Craigslist. I don't go on.
I haven't really either.
You've never gone?
I certainly haven't gone on there looking for social engagements.
But you do more than just date, right?
I do more than just what?
No, not you. Anyone on Craigslist could be. I'm like, you do more than date.
Yeah.
I'm like, you do more. Just trying to trick something out of you and shit. Do that for 10 minutes. You're like, okay.
I'm like, the
I
button
suck
fell
at
off, man. It's sticking at the top. This shit happens all the time. There's a guy in Connecticut.
It's not an orgy if all the dudes say it's not gay.
You're the only one servicing everybody.
Yeah, well, I just need to shut up so we can go back to our orgy anyway. Weird little community, dude, that Craigslist people. A bunch of people on Craigslist and whatnot. I've never been, but everyone that I talked to, Muse, especially back in the day, was a huge Craigslist. When he got out of rehab and shit and cleaned up, he, once you take fucking drugs out of your system,
junk out,
you gotta replace it with cum, apparently.
Yeah.
This motherfucker had to get that out of the system, too. And I guess, like, if you're all stoned and shit, if you do a lot of heroin or whatever, because he was the hard stuff, as we all know. If you're doing heroin, it kind of curbs your sex drive and shit like that. So once he, got off of it and he was, like, clean for 30 days or whatever, and they were 2 months, I think, and they sent him back, he came to live with me and shit. He would not stay home. Every night he went out and just tried to fuck constantly and whatnot. And Muse is a beautiful thing because he's the guy that has zero shit. He is the dude who shows up going, is this where the orgy is? But Muse is Muse might be incredulous enough to be like, are you sure there's no? There could be one if we try, But even Muse, I think, like, once all the fucking drugs have been taken out of his system, and he was all about just being a giant fucking running hard cock ready to spit at you. He still had presence of mind enough to, like,
to not break into the house.
And not try the whole fucking, like, they said that the orgy's not real at their place, so I came back here to give you one more shot. Just in case two people could still have an orgy. It's just called sex, but whatever. He was a dude that could kind of, like, get his head around not necessarily, fucking surrendering, if you will, to the base nature of man.
He had a little more restraint.
He did, but when I first met him in the beginning, he did not. He was definitely more of a cat that was just like, can I fuck it?
To you?
Yeah. And I was just like, what do you mean it? And he's like, whatever you want it to mean. No, he was definitely like, when I first met him, he was very much like the fucking, just a dude, he was what he was, which was a kind of 16-year-old 16-year-old kid who just all he wanted to do was fucking get laid. And all he talked about was pussy, and he had never seen pussy or anything like that. Yeah. So he was just all like fucking the theorist, the guy that would tell you everything he could do to pussy. And you're like, well, I mean, that's like quantum physics, dude. Like, yeah, you could do any number of things to pussy, but you got to put it into practice and shit. He was all office, he was never out in the field.
He wasn't Indiana Jones.
He was behind, and then he switched. Then he became Indiana Jones.
A pussy.
Indiana Jones. Yeah.
The Temple of Pooh.
He was definitely a dude who kind of went from 0 to 60. Like, I went away to school and I came back, and suddenly he was all about fucking, just like, and many too. Like, very quick to be like, I've had sex with this many people this week. Like, he does. I'm not even lying, man. I'm sure he doesn't like talking about it. He's not here, so fuck him. The dude's got like Wilt Chamberlain like numbers in terms of the people he's been with, and that all comes from fucking asking 100 people, "Do you want to fuck?" And they're like, "Hey, no, you little pig." He's like, "Okay, bye. Do you want to fuck?" Just go around. You ask 100, 2 are gonna be like,
laws of averages.
Yeah, the law of averages. 2, he'll catch 2 who might be like, "We'll fuck each other, I guess." Just because his approach is so upfront.